Hmm.
Hello, everyone. We are back to the Flow State Café.
Hello.
As every Friday, me and Claudia's follower, people are
Hello.
starting to come here on LinkedIn. We are live on YouTube as well. If you guys don't follow us on LinkedIn, if you are on YouTube, follow us on LinkedIn. If you are on at the LinkedIn, follow us at the YouTube. And then if you are on YouTube, you can see our faces. But if you are on LinkedIn, you can also interact and talk.
Of
But
course.
as in both of them, you can interact because on YouTube you can send messages and ask questions as well at the
Yeah.
end of the presentation. So today we're gonna talk about living connections to achieve real happiness. And
Well,
yes, right, Claudia.
right. Like every Friday.
Like every
Well,
Friday.
not really. Every Friday we bring different topics, but
Yes, so we bring different topics to talk about how to make it easier for you to get into this flow state. That's all. That's what we talk about. So things that helps you to bring you into this flow state, and when you are in connection with yourself, you are in the flow. And like
totally.
as we've been talking the last days, it seems that it's the most difficult thing in the world to feel connected to your inner, to your higher self, to your inner desires, to the deepest desires of your soul. And this world that we're living at the moment, but it seems very simple, right? Like
Hmm.
to connect to yourself, but it's being a challenge for a lot of people. That's why we brought
Yeah.
this theme
I think
today.
yeah. It can be a challenge or it can just not be a priority too.
Yes. Yes, that's right.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's why we're bringing here this topic to raise the awareness on this, and so that maybe more people will make a priority. Why? Because you just live way better. It's another life, right?
I think it's the level. Sometimes we don't even have the conscious about that, how that
No,
is important. So yeah,
no,
that's the
exactly.
thing.
Exactly. That's the thing. Well, first of all, I would say welcome to the new people. I've seen there are some new people that are listening. And just to give you an idea, we are bringing every Friday these topics because me and Gisele, we both work with a method that is pretty new. I was talking to someone on LinkedIn yesterday. Actually, we were talking about AI, and I said, "Well, I have something very similar to AI, but it's for the mind. Imagine, right?" And this is the
Mhm.
method we work with, which gives you instant results. That we are able to instantly remove any type of stress. Um, and going to the root cause through this quantum tool. It works with energy, which is probably the quickest way to access to the subconscious. And so we reprogram the mind so that you can live happy with no stress, become more productive, improve your physical performance, your relationships, and everything. Yes. So
Yes,
through our
very
work,
powerful.
yeah,
It's a very powerful word.
exactly. So through our work, we explore different topics, different situations, and we like to bring some insights here on our Flow State Cafe every Friday. Mm.
That's right. And that's it. So why everyone, most of the people are so disconnected to her inner desires, their deepest desires. We
Hmm.
were saying about there are two or three phases, like living in contraction or living in expansion, or maybe you are in the process of getting out of the contraction to expand
Mm,
to live in expansion, right?
mm, Yeah, I would say it's like, one or zero, strong or weak, the energy, same thing. just two ways. So you're either in contraction or you can be in expansion. Yes. Um, Meaning, what does contraction mean? What does expansion mean too? Right? Because so contraction, you contracted. You meaning that you're constantly stressed and worried, and you believe what your mind is telling you, which is the big trick. Meaning, you can identify yourself with everything you think, but sometimes we need to get out of it. But that's a deeper thing. So, meaning, you're in contraction, and this is a bit counterintuitive when you go on holidays to disconnect. Why? Because, for example, you need the holidays to disconnect, to relax. It's meaning that during your normal, like your daily routine, your daily life, you are not connected with yourself. When you connect with yourself, there's another state of being. Yes. And so, not saying that going on holiday is bad, of course not. But the reason that moves you is, I need to really to stop. Yes. Why do you need to stop? Because you're not aligned on your daily basis. And when you're not aligned, problems start to come. And you think that you get stressed because of the problems, but actually, the problems first start in the mind. And then the more we get stressed, the more we create them bigger and bigger. Yes, they become bigger and bigger, right? So there's a some type of, when we are in contraction, let's say,
Yeah,
it's
because
mm,
I was gonna just say sorry,
mhm,
because yeah, you're talking about like when you need to stop working and to disconnect to the job, to the work that you do, because sometimes the reason that you're doing that job is not because you really like that. Most a lot of people choose a university, choose to do some type of work just because of, for example, of the money. They don't, that's very important to, of course, money is really important in our life, but
yeah,
also if it what you do, if your work is not connected to what you really love to do, that's what you like, that fulfill you, your
yeah,
needs, and like you're not gonna be happy. You're not gonna feel
exactly,
happy. Need you to get out of that.
yeah,
To go to holidays. You are always. Some people start to eat a lot. Some people start to
hmm,
drink and
yeah,
like go
it's an
out
escape.
in the weekend and do things to escape from that reality.
Which is not, there's no judgment in that sense. We want to clarify this, yes, but um, we kind of do things automatically without thinking of, why am I doing this, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
not bad that you go out and drink. I mean, there's no problem with that. But it's what moves you, is what is making you doing that. Um, and
Yeah,
so that's
because yeah, when it
mm,
starts to be like every weekend, you say, "I need to go and have get drunk because I'm not happy with my life."
yeah.
That's the thing.
That's uh, let's say that's the first red flag. When you if you feel that way, that you need to ask yourself, what's
Hmm.
wrong here? Yes. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, so this is, living in contraction means that you're lacking in something, and so unconsciously or sometimes consciously, you feel that you're lacking in money, in relationship, in attention. Therefore, you look out there and look for it, and chasing it and chasing it and chasing things is eventually exhausting. Yeah. So obviously you have to find something, but the moment you find yourself tired, is the moment you have to stop and look at what is that you're looking for, because you're in lack of something else. Yes. And so that's where the trap you start to see the trap. Yeah. um so yes,
And
and that whenever you're in lack, you get into these codependence relationships. Even it can be even between you and your job, or you and your partner, and you were employees, or whatever it is. Even money. And you start to become codependent, and and that's when things get worse. That's the thing.
Hmm. Yeah, the school dependence when it's based on the lack of something,
Mm.
right? Because we always
Yeah,
depending on people all the
yeah,
time. It's
which
but
is normal, but
yeah, but that's the point when it's this lack, this inner scarcity. Also, well,
uh.
you can use this word.
Yeah, yeah,
And when you are in expansion, you are more in the present,
yeah,
right? Like it
yeah,
means that
totally.
when you raise your vibration and you work on your self worth, and you start to attract. So that's
Yeah,
very important to
yeah,
recognize your value, your
yeah,
worth, and work on that.
yeah.
And when we talk about raising your vibration, to keep your vibration high, that means that it evolves like habits. For example, if you wake up and you are all the time thinking about work, thinking about doing, not taking time for yourself, which is also connected to your self value, because in okay, raising vibration, self value, and all of these are interconnected as well. So if you dedicate time to go to the gym and to do a sport and to do something that you like to do,
Mm,
and also if you choose what you're gonna eat, that it helps also your body to feel like to have more energy. For example,
mm,
there is an example very. I saw a guy. He's like a speaker. Like he talks to lots of people, and then he was gonna talk to the people after there was an event, and he was gonna talk after the after lunchtime, and he chose not eat pasta, for example, like because pasta. What's the there
uh-huh.
is chemical on this type of foods that makes your body feels like low energy, like
Okay.
your energy comes down. And he said, I'm
Uh-huh.
not gonna eat that. I'm gonna eat like something that's gonna keep my energy up, because I don't wanna in the middle of my speech, you know, feel
Yeah,
sleepy, you know.
yeah.
So the things that you eat also have a
Oof.
directly influence on how you feel as well.
Totally.
So the mind affects the body and the body affects the mind. So everything's okay. So everything's connected. So raising your vibration with working on your body, mind, and spirit is gonna help you to expand and expand your awareness about the things that you should change and like,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, totally. And sometimes, because the human being in general, like, we always chasing and chasing, we caught in the mind and looking to, I'm work more now to get more time later, or I'm working more now to get more money. But then you end up in this hamster wheel when you realize that it never comes that moment. And so, for example, many people say, okay, in 3 months when I'm going to work less, I'm going to have more time because now I'm working a lot, then I'm going to have a massage. No, do it now, because that's um how you get to value yourself more. Yes. And so, no, when I'm gonna have money, then I will. No, 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 is do it now, because by doing it now, you sending out there also a message to the quantum field that you already have it. Yes. And so you just act
Yes.
like you have it already, and start prioritizing yourself first. This is important. Yes. um and
Yeah,
so,
because
yeah.
if you don't have, there is a point. That's why the burnout and stress and anxiety
Hmm.
are like coming up
Yeah.
so much, and people are taking pills to feel good, you
Yes,
know, and that's actually sad because
it is.
people got used to, okay, or have a little, and also people who has like little percentage of anxiety, they are like, oh, I'm gonna take at least a soft pill for my anxiety. You can fix that, like taking time, organizing your time, and waking up a little bit earlier to take care of yourself. because that's what like makes you feel like when you liberate serotonin and all this like chemicals,
Yeah.
and it also brings a release and a good sensation, and like the massage as well
Yeah,
helps in all of
exactly.
these things, you know, to keep
Exactly.
your health, your
Yeah,
mind.
it's important. And then, when you live in expansion, meaning when you are living in connection, something that is, I mean, I think only people that have experiences maybe understand it, or maybe not, I don't know, but it's a completely different state. So, meaning, you connect more with your higher self. What does that mean? You're more aligned, you create more alignment, and therefore you're more present. And when you are present most of the day, incredible things happen. Yes. And
Mhm.
you're not thinking constantly and thinking. No, you're just present and enjoying. And when you are in that state, then you have the best insights. For example, uh, last week, well, I'm working on a project with my students, with some of my students, and then we needed a name for this project. And so we said, okay, let's do like a workshop, for like a creativity workshop, or set up something, okay, to find out the name. Yeah, which is a process that for some people, for some companies, it takes a long time, right, to find the right name for a project. So two words that define what is this all gonna be about. Okay, well, I was just sit down and eating some peanuts and nothing, no thinking. And then all of a sudden, boom, I got a name. And then I text them. And the moment I text them, they were like, oh my God. So we did a meeting, and I didn't think about, there wasn't any reason behind the name, logical reason. I didn't have any, like, I just started that without thinking. But they actually started to articulate the whole idea behind the name, like, if they're have like if that was, I mean, you can actually have paid someone to find out the name and articulate the whole thing, but it just came out of that, and it was perfect. No, more than perfect. They literally articulated all the story behind the name, and everything was perfectly matching. And that is like magic, literally. Right? And this happens because we live in more connection and present. And when you think, you start to think because you kind of scared, you worry, you blah blah blah, and no, when you remove that, and most of the time you're in presence, boom, you have the best ideas, the best decision. And because they're taken
You are
from
more
peace.
yeah, you're more inspired as well.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
bring inspiration to your life,
And
so,
clarity.
and
And
clarity,
clarity.
you know, to
Yeah.
think, and things just start to flow, and that's
Mm-hmm.
that's about the flow stage. So
Uh-huh.
it's all about to bring this, you know, practices and things for you to connect to yourself and your higher self, which is connected to the whole. You know, I think
Mm-hmm.
there is your higher self, and there is the whole thing together, the all the,
Yeah.
and then like
Yeah.
you dissolve yourself into all of that.
Exactly. And then you have great insight also for your body. You all of a sudden understand why there's some pain in that particular area, and then you have an insight. And just by realizing the why, actually it gets better. It
Mhm.
happened to a student today. So, it's really, it's a different state, and it brings you more happiness. Now, obviously, it improves relationships. Yes, living in more in connection, and it's just different. It's a different way. um how can people how can people work more, like live more in connection with themselves? Well, we did a list of things, for example, right?
Mhm. Like spend time in silence, also
Yeah.
meditate. As we were saying, caring about your body,
Mm.
um, and choose your hobbies. Have like pleasure, more joy. Do things that brings you joy, like get
Totally.
out of the things that you have to do and just do, it's not do nothing, but just do something without,
Mm,
thinking about your schedule. Like, for example, dedicate like 2 3 hours. Okay, to this day I'm gonna do, this that
mm,
makes me feel is not connected to my work, something
hmm.
that's not connected to, um like, you like to play volleyball, for example. You
Yeah,
love
yeah, yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
exactly.
like I
So,
like to ride my bike, and like
yeah.
sometimes I don't ride the bike because I want to do a sport. I ride the bike
Oof.
because I enjoy, I go to
Yeah,
the
and
park.
it's so cool. Also, now something came to me when you said ride the bike. When I ride the bike,
Huh.
I have a lot of like um, creative moments, or great ideas. Boom, boom. It's incredible. Like, probably because you kind of disconnect completely. You just, oh, I don't know. It happens to me. But art, also doing art, or finding
Yeah,
a way to express yourself and connect with your soul. You know, um, it's really
exactly.
powerful. It's really powerful. But doing that every day, yes, and practicing every day. Obviously, um,
Hmm. I
yeah.
This week I started to do a there is a half an hour. It's not a class; it's a practice that I like. I like to write, but it's not.
Mm,
It's just she gives different themes, different, like, okay, today you're gonna talk about this topic.
yeah.
So you have like 30 minutes, 40 minutes just to do that, just to
Mm,
exercise writing. And
hmm.
that's something that I think is interesting. Um, I'm doing this now. So something different,
Nice.
like when you do different things, you create new different connections on your brain and your, like, neurons. And
Yeah.
therefore you get more inspired as well. Like, you
Uh-uh.
bring, and then when you come back to your job, for example, you have new uh, neurons connections. So you can have new ideas. It's about,
Totally.
like, the people are talking about innovation and all of this. You need to be very creative. You
Yeah.
need to take everyone, like, big companies are talking about this, like, dedicate time for meditation, even in your work time. I like
Yeah.
big companies are doing that. Like, people
Yeah.
are having more aware, like
Yeah.
these big companies, they are aware
Uh,
about how the brain works as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's so necessary. You can't live without that. I mean, you can live without that, but you're gonna live in pain. That's the thing. You're gonna
Hmm.
suffer. So we're not here to suffer. But if you live in complete disconnection, you live in suffering, and you're gonna struggle. And obviously, if you're an employee, the company, you bring in that to the company. So the companies, I think it's a like corporative, corporate, it's the corporative world is. I think it's a good space to start to develop this awareness. And everything is in the mind. So imagine if you have an employee that is in peace, creative, it's a completely different state, and you have completely different results. I mean, what I do, like what we do, which is creating more flow state, has been studied. It makes you 500% more productive. Crazy. So and it's literally, you can do the let's say the work that you normally do in 5 hours, you get it done in one. um,
Yeah,
so
yeah. As you were saying, like, to okay, I have the some people takes a long time to create the name of a project. So,
yeah,
but if you are working on yourself on this level, it's just gonna come,
it's gonna come.
from
Everything it comes,
inspiration, and
come.
everyone's gonna
Exactly.
be interacting. Because, like, when you were in a group, it's really nice, also super powerful. If everyone is happy and, like, enjoying what they're doing,
Yeah,
everything is gonna be just like, wow. It's gonna be
exactly. Exactly. So
Powerful. Very
imagine a
powerful.
whole team of people that are connected. Like I'm living this with my students, and we're creating this project, and everything is like boom, boom, coming, we effortlessly and with
Mm-hmm.
joy and with a lot of good ideas and good insights. So, and one complements the other. So that's the magic of a team. Yes. So
Mm-hmm.
this is so powerful. But obviously, people need to become aware of this. That everything starts from the mind and the subconscious, especially because the mind, well, 95% of our thoughts, and thoughts create action, and action create results. The 95% of our thoughts are created in the subconscious, so you need to go there, not thinking and logically no, you need to go to the subconscious. That's the thing, everything is in there. Yes, so why are your action not creating results? Go to the subconscious, that's it.
I love it.
Right.
I was
It's
just
like that.
writing down. I got some insights here.
It's like that. Yeah. I mean, obviously, Nija says, I don't know if I said correctly your name, but he's laughing.
Yes, or
uh,
Mojaji. I don't know.
Sanu, yeah,
Mojaji.
thumbs up.
People
Good.
were people nickname we have
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is great, great. Awesome to have you here. So yes, and the quicker people understand this, the quicker their life is going to improve in terms of quality, in terms of abundance, in terms of relationships, in terms of everything, right? So it's so necessary, and meditation is one of the tools. It's a bit slow, but it helps. Um, Now we have quicker techniques, obviously, which work
Yeah.
as fast as AI, new techniques for the mind, which works as fast as AI. We can say that.
And that is the new meditation. No,
Well,
no, because
you can combine everything, and wow,
of course, yes,
as we
yes,
said
and
today, right? We
potentialize.
found these different techniques, and it's like wow, everything
Because
together is
we okay, I think we with the technology we were treating human beings as machines, but that's falling apart. We are not
yeah,
machines.
we're
Like
not.
I'm talking about this like
Mm,
workaholic
mm,
mood,
yeah,
but
yeah,
we are not
yeah,
machines, and
yeah,
then we are taking a step back and then rethinking
yeah.
about everything that's the matrix created. So we are like, yeah, society is changing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Moje, she wants to talk. I think we can allow Q&A for 10
Hmm.
minutes, and then we will have to, yes. So I'm gonna take her, allow her to speak.
Okay.
Yes, great. Hello.
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 Hello. Hi.
Welcome.
Hello.
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 Thank you for coming.
Thank Yeah, Claudia, I once contacted you privately. I don't really understand how to use meditation. I really can't meditate. I try to Google it and follow up on how to do it, but I can't get it clear. Can you please summarize it like in an easy way? Just put it. So can you just explain it to me? How do you do it so that
Yeah.
it get to work for you?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I have actually, I have a course also that explains it well. But let's say meditation, there are so many types of meditation. Um, I would say, meditation helps you to connect to your higher self, obviously, but real meditation helps you to become aware of your unconscious thoughts. Yes. Um, for that, um, you know, obviously, you don't necessarily need to sit down in a meditation position or whatever, but being in silent with yourself and observing your thoughts. Yes. Um, I obviously have a whole course to explain how to reprogram your mind using meditation. Yes, but um, which is an online course in the case you're interested. But with deeper principles, like with other type of principles. But it's basically becoming aware of your unconscious thoughts. So those thoughts that are creating in the mind, like automatically. Yes. So those thoughts are creating your reality. Yes. And that is you can start with become aware of your body and breathing, and then little by little you kind of train yourself to be more present, and then from there you start to observe your thoughts. But there are different steps, but this is how I would start.
Okay, thank you. Maybe I'm just not patient with myself. That's what I do. But I
Okay.
can't really tap in. I can't really tap into my inner
Yeah,
self.
sometimes.
I
Yeah, sometimes there's a lot of noise in the mind, and that doesn't allow you to really access to that. Actually, I remember now working with an athlete, with a beach volleyball athlete, and she told me she had never managed to meditate. Then we've done a couple of sessions, and then she told me it was the first time she managed to meditate. So sometimes you just need to clear the computer, as we do with this technique, and then you can start really meditate. But you don't want to meditate in order to feel calmer. Yes, because otherwise that can be like a false tools. Because if you want to meditate to feel calmer, you're kind of trying to get away from something, and that will inevitably come up anyways. So the reason why we want to meditate is becoming aware of our unconscious thoughts and our behaviors. Yeah.
Oh, okay, maybe you need to send me privately the details for that online because I do need help.
Yeah,
I
sure.
really can't.
Can
Sure.
I say
Yeah,
something,
Gisele.
Claudia?
Yeah, yeah.
Can are you hear me? Because how do you pronounce your name? Mojaj?
Mujaji, Mujaji.
Mojaji. There is, you can look at, I don't know if you like, if you heard about Claudia, there is the mindfulness meditation. It's
Mhm.
very, I think it's interesting for beginners because brings the awareness for
Mm,
you breathe on your
exactly.
body, on parts of your body, so you're not like there. So you put you focus your attention on a part of your body and you breathe, and then you there are some exercises and steps that you can do.
Mm,
Just if you can check, I don't know, on YouTube, mindfulness meditation, and then you can
yeah.
find some that you like.
Yeah, exactly. So what I was trying to say before, same thing. Like you start with breathing and sending your awareness to different parts of the body, and so this way you start to train yourself to become more present. That's just the beginning. I think there are phases to me. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if Shelley
Yeah.
agrees with that, but I think there are phases. It's like everything. You have to go little by little. But it can be a
But I think this is a that's why I said about talk about
yeah,
mindfulness meditation, because for beginners I think it can
yeah,
help.
totally. Yes, that's a good point.
You're welcome.
Okay. You're welcome. Thank you for coming. All right. Also, for those who are listening, I have a WhatsApp group called High Performance, the High Performance Community, where I will organize more events in this month, probably already. So if you want to join, just drop me a message. Um, yes, and yeah, that's it. I don't know if we can allow other people. If you have any questions, you can
Yes,
raise your
yes.
hand.
Of course, you can raise your hands and come in and ask questions for us.
Yeah.
We are here. People on YouTube, we were talking to these people on LinkedIn, but you also can send
Hmm.
messages here on YouTube if you have any questions, and we can see the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, yeah, now I remember something I can share. I mean, well, I think I told you I worked with someone last week that has been suffering from pain, like 12 years of pain in his shoulder. He saw the best doctors of Spain, even Rafa Nadal, I think, doctor, uh,
Wow.
doctors in the US, in Mexico, but nothing. Yes, and so he came, and we did a session, and very quickly the pain started to go away. Yeah, then he went away. I think for the 90%, he told me he still had some annoyance, but then in the moment he uh, we clear all that, he got an intuition, and I also had the same, and we kind of said it at the same time. And I wanted to tell, like I told him to maybe clear the body. There's something that the body is inflamed. Yes, I also felt there was a little bit of, and at the same time he told me, you know what, I thought I started after your session, I got like an insight, I should do detox. So boom, you clear the mind, and
Wow.
then your intuition tells you what you need next to clear everything. Yes, because you're more connected to your higher self, and therefore you got the right food, the right things. So you kind of go with what you feel, and that is gonna obviously remove everything. Yeah. So this is just an idea of when you connect more, boom, you have the insight of things that you have to do, or thing or action that you need to take. Yeah, this is also, I think, a good point. There's a lot
Yes.
of here. All right. Um,
Nice, nice. That was incredible. The session
mm,
you had, you
yeah,
took the
it was
pain
really cool.
of this person, and also everyone who is here listening to us and wants to have this experience here, like with us. We do this quantum methods that doesn't matter if you are in the other part of the world. We can do online sessions and resolve either physical pains or emotional pain or emotional um, challenges, and you can
Mhm.
just contact us on LinkedIn or send a text to us,
Yeah.
and then you can book a session, and then you can prove a little bit of this new quantum method, right?
Yeah, something that the other day, well, many people ask me, and it is cool. I think I can bring it here.
What?
I don't know if it happened to you, but people ask me, what's the difference between what you do and normal psychotherapy or mental
Mm-hmm.
coaching, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's important
And to
to say.
me, I don't know if you agree, but to me, it's like with mental coaching and psychotherapy, which also, it's useful. You learn how to open your umbrella when it rains, right? With this, you literally remove the clouds. Boom, gone.
Wow, I like the analogy.
Totally, it is. And I'm not saying because I'm saying, oh, this is no, no, no. It's literally like that. Yeah. Um, because with,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you think the same.
I do think the same. You're gonna say something because
No, no,
we
that's
go
it.
because we go to the root cause. We don't go to the process, right? Like for
Yeah.
example, you don't have to talk every too much.
Mm,
You know, of
no.
course, you're gonna have the awareness about what's causing that.
Mm-mm.
Because when you identify the root, because for example, if you have something that's coming from something in the family,
Mm,
for example, from your mom, and then we identify, and then suddenly you have this awareness. Wow, yeah, that's right. This happened. My mom's like this and like that, and I learned it, like and then we started to have the same behavior.
mm,
Sometimes we're talking about
yeah.
like behavior, the mind process, and everything.
Yeah.
I think someone getting from to someone on YouTube said something. Is it okay to schedule these disconnect moments in our packed calendars? It seems unusual to schedule something which should be spontaneous and not
Mm.
goal focus. Can you see?
Yeah, yeah, I can read it. I can read it. It's okay to schedule these disconnect moments in our packed calendars. Um, okay, so if you're not doing it spontaneously, it means that there's somewhere deep down in yourself that doesn't want to do it. Yeah. So it's okay, of course, to schedule it, but maybe going to see a bit deeper what's happening in there. Yeah. And a good guidance to me would be like some good questions would be, what if you don't do it? How would you feel? Yeah, and that's what you actually um, attracting. Yes, in a way, probably, right? Oh, goes that direction. I don't know how you see it.
But sometimes you can schedule
It's
disconnected moments. This you can schedule the connected moments. This he's talking
yeah.
about the disconnected moment. You can
Ah, okay.
schedule.
Okay, the
See?
disconnect moments. Okay. Well, maybe we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I got confused with the question a little bit.
Hmm, hmm,
This is a question
exactly.
on YouTube.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. All right. I
Yeah.
think we can leave it here.
But
Connect.
just one point, there is a point. So when you schedule things that's gonna bring you connection, you're gonna at the beginning, even if you're not used to it, and then you started to do more and more and more, it's the repetition. Like as you repeat something, you're reprogramming your subconscious mind
Mm,
with new things, with something that you want to do.
yeah.
Sometimes your unconscious mind doesn't want to change, but if you
Yeah.
keep doing that, uh, you're going to bring new connections to your brain. And then with the, for example, I use when I was okay. I don't like, really like to go to the gym every day, but when I start to go, every like more and
Yeah.
often my body starts to like it,
Yeah.
like
Sometimes you need a
like
bit of force in yourself, right? Sometimes you need that a bit.
yeah.
I need a bit of discipline, but not, but becoming aware of, But it's good. It's good. Totally, totally. I think
Mhm.
it's good to start. Yeah. All right.
Okay, I think we're okay for today.
Yes. The sun is coming here.
Yes, I can see it.
All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Get in touch, and that's it. See you next week.
See you next week, everyone.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.